I still hadn't started the tube. There we go. I started it. I just realized after that whole thing, I still never started it. Yeah. Okay, you pull away from Earth, bound out to slingshot the sun and begin the long exit. It is the first entry in the ship's log, recorded without fanfare or incident. The crew knows there will be more logs to come. Initializing mission systems. What is the, they added vertical, I don't know, not too long ago. Although I noticed my camera's off on it too. I need to fix that, don't I? A little bit off center. Well, you know what? That tells me my camera did get moved. I should have looked at that sooner. That is my camera, yeah. Yeah, and you can still switch to the other one if you want. What did I do? Text size. Okay, chat. Do you want me to make text size bigger for you? We'll see if we'll try to go with this. That makes it a little bigger. High contrast off. Okay, that does make it a little bigger. I think this is this done by turns? I think so. Okay, oh shit, what happened? Maybe not. Launch sequence confirmed, year 1. The drive core ignites at 0600 ship time. Yeah, because I think every turn is a year, if I recall. Earth is a point of light behind you now. The drive will build to interstellar cruise velocity over the coming years, crossing the Sol system before we clear the heliopause. The Sol transit is the slow part. Mission status nominal. Standing watch 100 awake, the remaining 900 colonists in verified cryosuspension. Drive efficiency is 98.4%. Course locked on projected stellar corridor. Navigate AI note. Dead reckoning mode active. No confirmed stellar mass data beyond existing probe surveys. Position will be estimated from velocity, heading, and elapsed time. You carry a survey probe or 2 in the bay. The foundry can build more, but slowly. A probe is years of the ship's spare capacity, and the ship has little to spare. Less as the hull wears. A probe is how you see a system before you commit to the colony to it. Spend it when seeing ahead is worth flying the next stretch blind. You are on your own. The signal delay from Earth is already 4 seconds and growing. First estimated stellar contact, year 34. The officer who reads the order onto the log is Joran Kaya, 36, technician. Okay, we have all this stuff. Earth, Sol 3, departed year 001, Y001, class M type, HAB 100%, Atmos N2O2, course 36, Opiuchi. Okay, signal delay growing. All right, that shows where we're going. We can zoom out. Okay, expand map. Galaxy. Okay. That's where we're going in the galaxy, chat. Okay. We have our choice to go somewhere. Okay. We're going here though. We're supposed to go there. 19.5 light years. It's not that long actually. I suppose we probably don't want to change right now. Changing might be bad, huh? Okay. Restore view. Oh wait, solar. Where are we? We're right there. Okay. We have... Oh, okay, that's that. Tutorial scope, interstellar view unlocks at heliopause. Got you. Okay, that's that button. We have colonist status. Let's see. Food, 85%. Power, 90%. Haul, 100%. Maybe we should have left with 100% food and 100% power. Just a thought. Oh, it's already year 1. That's why. That's true. We are already, I don't know. Yeah, we're already over here. Yeah, we're a ways away already. That's true. Okay, never mind. Star chart. Colonist status. Active 1000. Status stable. Diversity 100%. Origin founders 1000. Shipborne 0. Alright, let's find out who's what. Soviet 666 is an engineer at 93% health. Chubby Ninja, security, 90% health. I guess they're all capitals, huh? Oh, wait, okay, so the only ones awake from the list that we did was Soviet and Chubby. They're the only ones currently awake. They're the active duty ones. Gotcha. Gotcha. Population projection, insufficient data. Surge status. Next system estimated year 33 years from now. Drift monitor, genetic ideology, AI drift. So ship condition, operations, food, power, hull, balanced. We can go to cryo. We can shift priorities, I guess. Long rotation, short. Work this year. Fusion core draws power to run everything downstream. When degraded, burnouts cascade to cryo and life support. Engine, ion drive plus thrusters. When degraded, transit times slip. Route ETAs drift. Bridge, nav sensors AI core. When degraded, sensor quality drops. Planet habitability estimates widen. Cryo bay. When degraded, pods fail, colonists phase out of stasis, food plus power draw spike. Life support. When degraded, food production soft caps, asphyxiation risk rises. Hull. When degraded, hull events hit harder, breaches can damage other subsystems. Ship loadout. That's basically the choices we made. Cryo bay. So, active. Are these the active ones then? The bright ones are the oh yeah, active duty is the orange ones. So this is there's 3 pages of this. This is everybody. This represents all the people. What are the chances of finding you in here, chat? We should stumble onto somebody. Name them Supreme Leader. Snoke. Oh, that was Unholy Patriarch. Where'd that go? Unholy Patriarch. Injected. What? Injected what? Technician, age 26. Physical age. Chronological age 27. Health 83%. Loyalty uncertain. Cluster Kappa, lineage founder. Pilots. Scientists. So purple scientist. Security. Red is security. Teachers. Also teachers. Security and or teachers. I don't know, maybe the color changed. Technicians. Maybe there's different things. Nurse. Oh, who was that? Chris P. Bacon, injected. Nurse, 49 years old, 50 chronologically. Who am I? You're Zosky Blank. Where are you? I don't know. I don't know if I can search. I don't see a search thing for this. So you got to keep in mind, there's 900. Well, there's 1,000 of these. I'd have to go through each one. Everybody whose name was put in is in here somewhere. There's only 2 that are in the awake crew, though. There's only 100 crew that are awake. The rest are popsicles. Name. Oh, we can go by name. Oh, okay. It's listed by role, by name. Oh, okay. Well, then I should be able to find you here. I didn't see the name. Sure is a lot of Z's. That or I misspelled your name. I don't see you. I put you in. Did I misspell it? No. Oh, it puts it at the front. Oh, well, no, it just randomly puts it in the middle. That's weird. Wait, where'd you go? Oh, no, it puts it at the front. Okay. Technician 43. Loyalty committed. Health is only 81% though. You're already dying, man. You're gone. Yeah, no, it looks like it's putting the capitals. So it kept everything. It automatically made the entered ones capitals. I didn't have any choice on that one. There's Manu. Oh, you know what? I just noticed the little plus signs. There's little plus signs. I think the little plus signs are named ones. Yeah. Here's Manu, administrator, age 57. Loyalty uncertain, of course. Mirage, engineer, age 45, held 93. Loyalty devoted. There we go. Where do we have plus signs? Notable? Are they? Oh, okay. Look, just click notable. There we go. I can just do notable and it puts them all at the front. Nice. Okay, so Arnold Rimmer injected. Farmer, 34 years old. Big Bro, technician, 37. Is awake. Wait, Big Bro's awake? Active. Oh, I didn't notice Big Bro was active. How'd I miss that one? Catman 2K. Historian. 42 years old. Uncertain loyalty. Chubby Ninja is active in security. Crispy Bacon is the nurse. Dave Lister is a scientist. Age 55, uncertain. Harry Super Jim. Medic 39, uncertain loyalty. Karn 55, medic, age 36. Manu and Mirage. Soviet we saw. Spokeskid, teacher 47. Loyalty devoted. Star Mage, architect 46, uncertain. Unholy Patriarch, Technician, Cryo, let's see, 26. It's like one of the younger ones we've seen. Yeah, there we go. All right, so there's that. Population, shows population. Engineers, there's 126 engineers, 104 technicians, 80 farmers, 77 scientists. We have 1 founder, 4 cartographers, 4 ethicists, 9 archivists, or archivists, however you want to say, 9 linguists who are gonna decipher how I say archivist, 10 geologists, 10 psychologists, 17 chaplains, 19 cooks, 19 architects, 20 historians, 22 physicists, 24 botanists, 24 geneticists, 26 comms. This is fascinating. Just imagining this is the crew that you assemble for a generational ship. Register, there you go. Factions. The charter is not a suggestion. Earth is not mythology. We will not let either become optional while we can prevent it. Active, shaping ship policy from within the committee. Mission Adaptation Board. The mission requires adaptation. The founders knew this. We are using the mechanism they provided. Diplomatic, bridging conservative and emergent blocks. Order, pragmatism, life. Okay, so This is the priority of different factions. Okay, efficiency and equity. I don't know. We'll see what this is. I'm not. Yeah. Cameras, bridge. Is there any? Do you ever see anything on the cameras? I think that's pretty much it right there. Yeah. Directive required. Watch fast. Okay. Continue. Directive required. Navigation, departure board. Navigation, departure board, year 1. The drive locks one heading before the last cryo tier goes under. And astrogation has 3 corridors on file. Proxima Centauri. What is, Beta Coma? 36 Ophiuchi. The board accepts 1 commit. Once the drive locks the heading, it holds it for the crossing. Directives. Every choice costs something and is permanent. Okay, chat. Do we go to Proxima Centauri? Shortest crossing. Beta Come. Best survey rating, but it's going to take 44 years. Or 36 Ophiuchi. Crowded shell, whatever crowded shell is. I don't know what that means. Contact year 34. Now, because Ixion is a colony builder game, right? So you have the premise of Ixion is kind of a, kind of a generational ship in a way, but the focus of Ixion is colony building, colony survival. This is like a text adventure kind of thing. Go with 36 Ophiuchi. We'll find out what crowded shell is. It's in the middle in length. Are we playing this? I don't know. I didn't. Spokeskid, an hour and a half ago, I didn't know I was playing it today, so I don't know, buddy. I have no idea. Okay, we have committed to 36 Ophiuchi. Crowded shell, contact Y34. Nav committed to the corridor to 36 Ophiuchi. The first system is ordinary. 13 catalog systems sit within onward reach of it. First contact estimated year 34. The heading is locked. The first system is ordinary. 13 catalog systems sit within onward reach of it. Okay, so we're going there. $70 Ophiuchi. We're going to 36 though. Okay, that's the one we're going to. Just an FYI. Okay, advance year to continue. Let's see. Advance year. Process 1 year of mission time. Events and directives pause for your input. Hold space for continuous advancement. Watch. Auto advance 1 year at a time. Pauses automatically when a decision is required. Good for quiet stretches you want to observe. Fast. Rapid auto advance. Skips through years quickly. Still pauses for events and directives. Used to cover long transit gaps. Well, right now we'll just advance a year at a time because I don't know what's happening. Incoming transmission, personal file. The firstborn. In the first year, or I guess second year, the medical bay logged a birth at 0547 ship time. The first colonist who started here. The mission planned had a line for it. Projected first generation births, a figure in a table. And the figure has a face now. And the mass, the incubator lists at 3.9 kilograms. No one raised the question of a pod. You do not freeze a newborn. And the manifest has room for one more awake. The agricultural deck revised the ration model before the shift ended, and a maintenance crew retasked an empty compartment near the waking quarters without being asked. The child will be raised by the crew awake to raise them, and will come of age aboard, 16 years to a watch of their own. The Dingus Space One departed as a crew running a mission. Sometime in the last few years, it stopped being only that. Last couple years, it's year 2. Continue. Incoming mission log, solar waypoint, Mars. The red planet drifts across the aft viewpoints. Ports. We didn't even get out of the solar system before people started banging. The Dingus Space One log in solar waypoint Mars in year 2. The active crew is gathered without being asked. All 999 of the manifest are accounted for. Only 100 are out of the cryo to see this. This is the last planet they will see from close range. Mars. They left a world behind to do this, and now they are watching the solar system recede. Some of them grew up looking at photographs of this exact view. The real thing is dimmer than the photographs, and it moves. Nobody says much. The planet passes. I guess we go to the next year. Directive required. Micrometeorite strike, hull penetration. A 0.4 gram impactor at 23 kilometers a second. The Dingus Space One's aluminum bumper plate vaporized it on contact. The debris cloud it produced traveled the gap and went through 2 bulkheads and 3 cryopods. 3 dead, year 3. The hull breach has been sealed. The strike is logged as within expected parameters. None of you died, you're okay. We lost a teacher, a technician, an engineer, and another technician. Died of natural causes? I don't think that's natural causes. An illness. Yeah, I think they got hit by a little thing. The trip is supposed to take 30... Wait, we have 31 years to get to the next system, Dusty. We're gonna pick up speed. We haven't gotten to full speed yet. That'll look better on the report if it was natural. Log and continue. Directive recorded. Breach sealed. 3 names entered. Oh, okay. 3 names entered in the manifest. Course unchanged. Oh, 3 more. Oh, okay. Oh, we had already lost people. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, none of you died still. Strike cryo breach. Okay, it keeps record. Okay, that's nice. So we'd already lost 4 people up until then. Holy crappers. Well, why did we bring people who died so fast? 4 of the awake people had already bitten the big one? Ouch. Or were they in cryo? We have 995 alive. There's 100 active, so most of them were cryo. Okay, cool. Another waypoint requires a directive. Continue. Okay. Mission log, solar waypoint belt. Solar waypoint belt. The Dingus Space One 3 years out. Nico Pillay, 59 pilot, has run the numbers and laid 2 routes on the table. The safe arc on excess fuel, or the direct line through the kind of rocks that look like dots on the sensors and stop looking like dots when the timing is wrong. Safe route, extra fuel cost. We lose power. Direct route, risk accepted, uncertain. We have 499 years worth of fuel? Okay, we'll go the safe route. The longer route added 3 weeks to the, oh, it's only 3 weeks, to the transit and took the ship past the belt at the kind of distance the navigator had been trained to consider prudent. The rocks were visible on the sensors as dots. Nobody stayed up to watch them. The fuel budget for the rest of the solar system exit was tighter than the briefing had projected, and the navigator wrote a note about it that was filed and not acted on. Power noticeably declined. 79% now. Laura Ferrero, 52 engineer, wants the survey bay. So we're now year 4. Wants the survey bay checked while there is still something known to check it against. Dinga Space 1, year 4. Jupiter is ahead of us. 4 large moons charted down to the meter. Every one of them in the old surveys. Nothing rides on that. So I think I did this one, this scenario when I did my little test run of this game, which again, I only played for like an hour-ish, or the game was open for an hour. I do remember this. So I'm wondering if it's kind of the same events. It could be. I don't think it's a, was it a very expensive? I did buy this. I don't think I got a key for this. How much was this game? It's in early access too, so maybe limited stuff. Oh, it's 15 bucks. Yeah. Let's see. Nothing rides on the reed. We know what is out there. The point is to fire a probe at a mark we already understand. Let it run out and come back. And see whether the bay tells us the truth about a system we can verify. Better to find the instrument line now against Jupiter than at the first world we are asked to commit to. The probe should be bagged within a few years. Once it has run out to the mark and our own course catches up to where it went. Until it does, the bay sits empty and the foundry is slow to fill it. The deep space marks ahead will not be free shots like this one. Okay, let's fire calibration probe, Jovian moons. Jovian, bay empty. Next probe, year 11. Year 11? Wow, okay. Laura Ferraro, we're year 4. Engineer marked the Jovian system on the chart and held the order open while the targeting solution settled. The probe left the bay on a short, clean burn. A near shot, nothing like the long ones to come. The bay reads empty now. The foundry has started its replacement and will be years about it. The data is expected back within a few years, once the probe runs out to the mark and of course catches up to it. Stop dying. We lost a technician and a teacher in year 4. And we just lost 2 more people in year 5. An architect and a medic. Illness and natural causes. Year 5, the ship continues on its heading. No anomalous readings. The crew is managing. Okay. We just lost 3 more. Natural causes, 2 to illness. Technician, pilot. Jupiter and the Great Red Spot. The Dinga Space 1 is 6 years out. A storm older than human civilization, wide enough to swallow the world they left. The forward ports stay crowded for days. The manifest stands at 991. Most are in cryo, and we'll hear about this only as a paragraph in the annual log they wake to.
Wait a minute, what? What? Whoa!
Rescue Fred, thank you for the resub. 8 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. The ones that are all caps are ones that we put in, Aaron. That's how it's distinguished. That way they're easy to see, I'm guessing. Okay, continue. Jupiter calibration return. The calibration probe runs home as the Dinga Space 1 makes its pass of Jupiter. The timing held, the data landing with the planet still bright in the glass. Nico Pelé, 62, pilot, laid the probe's reed beside the old surveys of the 4 moons, 6 years along the ship's course. They agree. Ice where the chart said ice, rock where they said rock. The bay tells the truth. So the instrument works, and because this was a near shot out to Jupiter and home again, the drone itself came back, racked and refurbished now in the bay. The rest of the lesson keeps. A probe sent the other way, out ahead, toward a mark we have not yet reached, is one you do not get back. Those you send, and fly without until the foundry builds the next. Next year. We lost a farmer to illness, a chemist to heart failure, and a teacher to natural causes. Solar waypoint, Saturn. Year 7. Observation, ring plane, passage, 96 hours duration, sensor array nominal, no navigational deviation. Personal note, Hannah Aiden, 50, medic, led an informal gathering near the observation port. Attendance was not required and was near total anyway. The sociological monitoring system flagged the gathering as a cohesion event. It also flagged the 3 separate arguments that followed in it as early stage ideological differentiation. Both assessments are accurate. If the factions, if we get strong factions against each other, do we start seeing like slaughtering people in the pictures? I hope not. I wouldn't want that. That'd be horrible. Okay, I'm gonna keep it on this. This is the best year to year. The mission is still new enough that crew members speak of Earth in the present tense, year 8. The psychologist has noted this in her log, but made no recommendation. That's it for year 8. We lost a technician to illness, biologist to natural causes, engineer to illness. None of our entered names have bit the big one. Only lost 1 person in year 9. Scientist, natural causes. Last clear broadcast from Earth. News, market data, 40 minutes. Where are we? Oh, yep, there we go, chat. We're about to go past the heliopause. News, market data, 40 minutes of orchestra, then formal mission authority goodbye addressed to no specific ship. Xeno Wu 30 comms has the comms watch and logs the final reception in year 9. The signal will continue traveling outward after this, and so will the Dingus Space 1. 987 colonists on board. At some point, the distance will be too great for clear reception. So I have a question, 987. Clusters. Oh, those are genetic clusters. I see. Crew memorial. There's been 21 dead, so we've had, how many more births have we had? Alive. Students, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 students have been born. It shows both of their names of the parents. So I'm gonna say none of you all have been parents yet. Juvenile. Loyalty is dissenting. Wait, it's a 4-year-old who's dissenting. Okay, well, I mean, that's because they're 4, okay? They're 4. What are you gonna do? Friggin' 4-year-old. All right, airlock the 4-year-old. 6-year-old. They're all dissenting. They're all dissenting. Let's see. Are we going to broadcast everything ship-wide? Log only. Play the music. Broadcast everything ship-wide. It looks like it affects ideology and regression. Everything broadcast. The crew listened. The news was already old by the time it arrived. It was still news. Knowledge slightly decreased. Ideology noticeably decreased. Advance year to continue. Year 10. A teacher and 2 scientists pass. Year 10. The ship continues on its heading. No anomalous readings. The crew is managing. Captain's brief. Water reclamation efficiency at 94%. Engineering can push to 97% with a 6-hour shutdown. Approved shutdown. Power goes down. Food goes up. Keep running. Food down. Ship condition. Food's at 80%. We have 205 years of food. Nah, it's fine. Just keep it running. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Next year. Year 11. Solar waypoint, Heliopos. Heliopause. Why did I say pos? Heliopause. The edge of the solar system. By the old definition, the sun is one more bright star among the rest now. Jordan Kaya, 46 technician, has the watch this shift. The logs and sun's bearing in the morning entry before running the first checks the way the others do. The officer of the watch will say it is procedure, not sentiment. You log where you came from. A boundary is also where a standing order runs out. Of the 1,000 aboard, 100 are awake and working the ship while the rest sleep toward landfall. Until now, Earth set who they were and how long they stood it. Planners who modeled decades in advance what the dark does to people kept awake in it. They give it a clinical name. The crew uses shorter words. From here, the roster is yours. The 100 stay awake either way. The only question is whether they are ever relieved. The ones who stand the longest watch learn the ship better than anyone after them ever will. And they pay for it in years, and most of them, in a landfall they will not live to walk out onto. So it comes down to who you spend and how fast. Advisory watch order. Awake crew age. Set it under ship condition. Full notes. Press question. Captain's briefing. This ship left Sol under a course the mission planner set before any of us woke. Okay. Oh, okay. This is a full log of things. Gotcha. Stand the watch. The 100 stay awake, or the 100 awake stay on, never relieved. Ideology +1, regression plus, or ideology plus, regression plus. Hold the rotation. Relieve the watch on schedule. Shorten the tours. The 100 awake relieved often. So just leave them on. Yeah. I don't know. It's supposed to be 30. What? We have 23 years until the next system. I guess the next system doesn't mean we're stopping, huh? I guess we're not guaranteed to go there. We're just hoping that there's probably nothing there. Hold the rotation. Relieve the watch on schedule. We'll go with that. The mission rotation stands. Whoops. The mission rotation stands. 100 are always awake, but the names change on schedule. A watchstander serves a tour, then goes back under before the dark gets into them. Hours log, so the next waking starts where the seniority left off. It is the cautious choice. The schedule the planners drew up before launch in the system already following astern. They are not aboard to defend it, and any word of how it held will reach them too slowly and too late to matter. Well, that sounds fun. All right, good stuff. Year 11. Illness, natural cause, heart failure. Next year, year 12, cryo systems operating within acceptable variance, active crew rotation proceeding normally. Nico Play has passed, chat. Our pilot. That was one of the names that's popped up several times for us. He died of heart failure in year 12. He was age 68. He was a stalwart. A stalwart, I say, a stalwart. Yellow alert, our one ad break for the hour is about to happen. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with the ads. I think I will run to get some water because I'm out and I'm going to be talking a lot and reading a lot. So I'm going to need some throatal lubrication. Yes? No? Maybe? None of you died though, just an FYI. Born in year 12, Zara Lombardi Goto. Wait, you're 0 and already dissenting? Come on now. I disagree with that. Year 13, oh lucky 13! Navigation confirms current heading is nominal. Estimated time to next stellar contact within parameters. Illness, natural causes, heart failure. Farmer, linguist, and a physicist. All passed. Okay, next year. 1 full year in interstellar space. Okay, I'll leave that there. Since the ad break started, I'll be right back. I got tinkle winkles.
Hello. I am not the real Cringer. I am here while he is away, and I will be watching you. Thank you. Please enjoy the music or the silence.
Alright, chuckle butts. I'm back. Doobie-doo, 1 full year in interstellar space. Nothing out the ports, but the cabin lights reflected. The Dinga space, 1 past solar waypoint. Deep space in year 14. We are in deep space. Yeah, we got ways to go. The crew has developed opinions about which watch shifts have the best silence. So is there stuff to look at I don't know about here? Or we just kind of wait to see what happens? The faction thing. Oh, okay. We got rising, 99% rising, 1% rising. Okay, most are charter committee. Mission adaptation board. 99 to 1. 99 to 1. I see. So nothing's happened there much. Food, minus 0.5 a year. Hull, power, doing good. Okay. Next year. Oh, what happened? The Charter Committee petitions for dedicated resources, personnel hours, storage media, allocated power. This is what, year 15, chat. 23% of the founding archive has degraded beyond current recovery capability. 15 years along the Dingus Space One's course, the committee wants formal recognition that the archive is infrastructure, not a cultural program. Current count 974. The Mission Adaptation Board submitted a counterproposal. Fund only records they classify as operationally relevant. The committee formally objected to both the classification and the authority to make it. Full archive mandate. Dedicated resources, recovery program, formal infrastructure. So this goes back to, remember, we brought historians specifically to keep records very heavily, so we wouldn't lose knowledge and lose other things, right? But now the charter committee is petitioning for dedicated resources for that. Full archive mandate. Dedicated resources, recovery program, formal infrastructure status. Minus 5% food, power, minus 4 ideo, minus 10 knowledge. Selective restoration, optional records prioritized, cultural archive deferred. Plus 5 to ideo, minus 4. I don't know, like, is there a place where I see that stuff? Cultural archive deferred. Advisory status. Advisory committee established. Voluntary contributions only. Deny. Operational resources cannot be allocated. How about we go with 2? Plus 5 ideology, plus 12 knowledge. Minus 3 class. Selective restoration. Operational records prioritized. Cultural archive deferred. Okay. Class, outcome, class slightly increased. Ideology noticeably increased. Okay, so the separation in the classes, I guess, slightly increased. Ideology noticeably increased. Interesting. Yeah, is there a place that we see this? Colonist status.
What? Whoa!
None of you all are awake. Not a single one of the names we put in is awake that I see. Interesting. Everybody sleepy. Who did the what? Psych Mike, 13 months. Thank you for the resub. Welcome back. Rescue Fred, did I ever say thank you? I feel like I missed that. 8 months, buddy. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm zoning out. I am a little tired, and then I'm also zoning out on the reading of this, and I apologize if I missed stuff. Sorry. Record keepers, teachers. Research projects, drive harmonics study. Began year 2. So this stuff, closed loop agronomy and hull fatigue atlas. Are those the ones that did I pick that stuff? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Started year 2, complete year 26, year 22, and year 33. Interesting. I did? Okay, thank you, Brad. Factions. 96 and rising for charter committee. 4 and stable at 38. I'm sure that's mostly the kids, right? Recent directive, selective restoration. Anybody slaughtered yet? Nope, no slaughtering going on. No slaughtering going on at all. Who bit the big one? Natural causes. Active. Lore Ferrero is active. Age 63, engineer. You know what I would love in this game? It is early access too. A back button to the last screen that you were just on. Yeah, I'd like to be able to just go back to what I was just on. No matter what I clicked on and where it took me, I could hit back and it takes me to here. Active. Big Bro is active. Technician. Big Bro's the only one active. 51. Lineage founder. Technician. Totally not making it much longer. Actuary. What's actuary? Actuarial projection. Survival estimate. Estimated annual loss 0.1%. Projected survivors at arrival 955. Oh, okay. Year 34. Okay. Year 15. Priority set to efficiency, equity. Oh, okay. There's a whole decision log. Oh, here we go. Leadership trend. Conserve, pragmatic, expansionist. Well, I guess that's not what I was thinking of, but that's something. Most recent first. Click outside the panel or escape to close. Huh. Decision log. I like that. Population register. In cryo 874. Named dead 40. Shipborne 14. Shipborne 14. I feel like the births have slowed down, yeah? I don't know. Well, I guess not. It's about one a year. Why are you notable? I don't know. Next year. Uh-oh. Year 16. Medical Committee. Cryo Fatality Review. Cryopod telemetry has crossed the threshold the Medical Committee set for mandatory review. Year 16. Oh, okay. The pods are functioning within tolerance, but tolerance is a range, and the low end of that range is fatal. Maya Kamara, 53 medic, has submitted a proposal for extended suspension protocols, deeper freeze cycles, higher efficiency, 45% projected mortality reduction. Active Manifest 973 aboard the Dingus Space 1. The cost is in the proposal's footnote. Under sustained load, individual pods become unpredictable. The protocols will save more people overall. They will also randomly kill specific people. The committee has been asked to approve a system that buys statistical safety at the price of named risk. A range that is fatal is within tolerance. You got it. This is space travel, buddy. Authorize extended suspension. Accept the trade-off. Minus 5% food, minus 4% hull, plus 5 ideology, minus 4 knowledge. Discovers cryosuspension research. Enhanced maintenance only. Reduce variance without deep cycling. Reduce cryo rotation. Keep more crew active, fewer pods under load. We're going middle of the road, okay? Enhanced maintenance only. Enhanced maintenance schedule implemented. Pod failures down 20%. The deep cycling proposal is on file. Power noticeably declined. Hull noticeably declined. Ouch. What's noticeably declined? Okay, no, we're fine. I think we're good. We got 400 years, 700 years on the hull. There's no problem. We're good. So we can, relieved on a moderate tour, seniority banked across tours. It doesn't say what the difference is between a short rotation, normal, and a long. No relief. I mean, that one says it all. Never relieved. Frequent relief protects sanity. So I don't know. It doesn't say how many years or whatever. Maybe it's taken case by case. Oh. I don't know. 2 dead. Year 17, here we come. Power, the reserve only falls unintended. The power readout itemizes the draw. What? A pre-departure automated observatory still transmitting comes within range of the Dinga Space One 17 years out. It was deployed 40 years before the mission departed and has been compiling stellar data ever since. The download window, 72 hours. The data is old. It is also more comprehensive than anything the ship's sensors have compiled in transit. Download the full survey. Yeah, get the whole thing. Download it all. Full data package downloaded. The observatory has been out here alone since before the mission launched. The crew spent 3 weeks reading what it found. Power noticeably declined. Ideology slightly increased. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that did eat up some power. Year 18. Cove Lindqvist Sengput has turned 16. The first child born is now 16. This is the first member of the shipborne generation to reach adulthood. Actually, I feel like this was not the first one. They were born on this ship in oh no, it was year 2, so yeah. I kept thinking year 1. They were born on this ship in transit with no memory of the world the mission was launched from. For them, this is not a voyage. This is where they live. The mission parameters were written for the founders. The founders understood what they left behind. The shipborne generation has a different relationship to the destination. They are not returning to anything. They are arriving somewhere for the first time. They now have a vote in the committee. Dun 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 dun! The rise of the space generation. They will take over the ship, mutiny, and kick off all the old Earthers. Aren't weighed down by Earth's gravity. Year 19. Micrometeorite strike, hull penetration. Another 0.4 gram impactor at 23 kilometers a second. Strike is logged as within expected. 3 dead, year 19. Breach sealed, 3 names entered in the manifest log, course unchanged. A comms specialist, scientist, and a founder. How would a human body even develop from born to 18 years all in space? Timey-wimey space BS. With artificial gravity, I don't know. All right, advance year. Year 20. Salvage engineering documentation. Long-range sensors flagged a derelict automated relay station, pre-mission era. Its engineering archive is intact, covering composite hull regeneration systems. These salvage specs could be material to the Dingus Space One's Year 20 overhaul cycle. The station will be behind you in 3 days. This is a one-time opportunity. Integrate. Apply recovered hull composite specifications. Regression minus. Quarantine. Unknown external data is a navigational and cultural risk. Nah, integrate it. Apply recovered hull composite specifications. Someone else's research, now ours. The engineers who wrote it are not here to object. Outcome? None, I guess. Interesting. One death. Oh! One of the kids died. Brand Ferraro Lumumba. Natural causes. Are you sure about that? They were 8 years. Wait, they were 12 years old. What natural causes died 12? Well, there you go. There you go. You just had a 12-year-old. That's how the human body develops in space. They die of natural causes at 12 years old, apparently. Wow, 5 deaths in year 21. The drive has been running at 71% rated efficiency for the past 3 years. Dingus Space One, year 21. Veda Nakamura, 51 engineer, has submitted a formal proposal. Efficiency protocols, a full fuel cycling overhaul. A projected gain is real. The implementation requires taking the primary drive offline for 6 weeks. 6 weeks offline means no active maneuvering. Food refrigeration runs on backup. The engineering team will be working 16-hour rotations. The committee has been asked to decide whether the long-term gain is worth the short-term exposure. Authorize overhaul. Implement protocols now. Discovers efficiency protocols research. Crew-led optimization. Engineers improve it without full overhaul. Power +3, knowledge +6. Defer. Schedule for the next maintenance window. Just maybe next time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 3,485 years? That sure seemed to jump up. It's not going down at all now? Fascinating. Authorize the overhaul. Does show crew positions. That's kind of cool. Bridge. Slow bridge decay. Fresh appointees shaves 10% off a year. At 25 plus years tenure, the veteran bonus reaches 40% a year. Long served crew get a narrative beat when they die. 8 years. So they've been they've been awake for 8 years and 9 years. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I didn't notice that. That's kind of cool. That's the crew. The main crew positions. Crew will. Holding. Societal drift. Yeah, I didn't notice this. Good, thank you for that. I wasn't catching that. Genetic. We have 11% genetic drift, 0.5 a year. Ideology, 0.1 a year, 12% ideological. So let's look at this. How far the gene pool has narrowed from the founding population. It rises on its own as the manifest shrinks and the same lineages pair across generations. Cloning programs and diversity policies slow the narrowing. A high reading means a smaller range of inherited traits carries forward. Thresholds, 25, 50, and 75%. Ideology. How far the crew has moved from the founder's account of why the voyage was begun. Years aboard, unresolved crises, scarcity, and a failing ship all move it. The charter committee holds the original reading. Other priorities reinterpret it. A high reading means the mission is understood on the ship's own terms, not the founders. AI drift. How much the ship the AI runs on its own authority? 6%. It rises each time management is delegated to it, and with research that deepens its reach. Past the upper bands, its impressions begin to act without being asked. A high reading means the ship is steered more by the AI than by the council. Knowledge loss. 0.0 points. We haven't lost any knowledge in 21 years. How much technical literacy the crew has lost across generations. It rises as skilled hands die and are replaced by the shipborne. Interesting. Faster than the hull is failing and schooling is thin. Oh, faster when the hull is failing and schooling is thin. Archives and education slow the loss. A high reading means fewer people aboard understand how the ship works. Class drift, 3% overall. How far the crew is stratified between decks and roles. Rationing and scarcity widen the gap. Clone tiers harden it. Equity policy and the deck assembly close it. A high reading means berth and posting decide standing more than need does. Emergency interventions. Crew positions 7 of 7 staffed. Subsystems. Emergency repair. Power surge. Oh shit, no. Okay, you do click these. I don't want to read. No, we're not doing that. Let's see. We're gonna implement the overhaul protocols. Yes. How do you undo that? Just leave it alone. We'll just leave it. Don't confirm it. Overhaul authorized. Drive offline 6 weeks. On return, fuel efficiency substantially. Oh yeah, that went up 400 years. The backup systems held. The engineers did not sleep. Ideology slightly decreased. Food and hull notably declined. Food 194 years. Events and directives. AI maintenance authority. The AI has been, this is year 22. The AI has been flagging maintenance needs for years. In the Dingus Space One's year 22, engineering has been following the flags without formal authorization. The flags are accurate, the maintenance is necessary, and nobody asked what it meant that the AI was the one noticing things first. The systems committee is being asked to decide what the AI's maintenance role actually is. Formalizing it as an autonomous diagnostic system means the AI has operational authority over maintenance scheduling. Declining leaves the current arrangement in place. Authorize autonomous diagnostics. Formalize and expand AI role. AI +5. Hull goes up, power goes down. Advisory only. AI flags issues, humans decide. Yes, we stay with that. Or we go with that. Yeah. AI, well, +2 for the year, 8%. AI drift slightly increased. The composite regen system ran its first overnight diagnostic. Year 23, Dingus Space One. 3 microfractures in Section 9 sealed without crew intervention. Better than engineering had projected for the year. The engineering team found them during the morning inspection. Sealed, no residue. No record of the repair in the standard maintenance log. The system as function is designed. 2 engineers independently filled incident reports about it. The incidents they were reporting were not failures. Okay. What's that little... Oh, there's a blue and a red. Okay. Oh, bridge... Oh, look, you can hover over this. Food, okay. Reactor, okay. Engine, okay. Bridge, okay. Oh, okay. Everything's okay. That's this stuff right there. Okay. Doobie 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 doo. Active? Who's active right now? Man, you guys are never active. I'm just saying. We're making sure to keep you asleep. Shipborne. We're up to 22 shipborne. It's about one a year. Engineering log, composite regen incident. Engineering logged a fracture in section 14 at 0300 aboard the Dingus Space One. By the 0600 inspection in year 24, it was sealed. No crew performed repairs between those hours. The composite regeneration system is functioning as designed. Okay. Why are we... this worries me. Why are we focusing on this if everything's fine? Everything's fine, chat. Trust us, bro. It's fine. Everything's a-okay. Where are we? We're 24. We're 24. So we got 10 years to go. 10 years. Let's go. Dingus Space One mission log, year 25. The Archive Committee has noted that one of the founding charter copies in the public reading room is being used. The copy shows the kind of wear that takes years to accumulate. Pages handled, cover bowed, a bookmark left at the equity clauses by someone who keeps coming back. The committee has not been able to identify a single reader. The wear pattern suggests at least a dozen over the past decade. None of them have requested a private session with the document or filed annotations. They are reading the founding charter in public, in their own time, and putting it back on the shelf without comment. The archive note observes that the founding generation should not have predicted this, and might have approved. Would not have predicted this. Okay. Public reads public copy and public is that bad? No, I think they're saying it's a good thing because people are interested in keeping the charter going so far. Like the fact that it's being done is a positive. Maybe it's the kids doing it and stuff like that. Like people are reminding themselves what the charter is about. Or they're preparing for mutiny. Either one. I don't know. We'll find out. Year 26. The fixes that work. The maintenance log for the past quarter is unusually long. By year 26 aboard the Dingus Space One. Not because anything broke. The breakage rate is at its lowest in a decade, but because the crew has started filing minor adjustments that previous crews would have considered too small to record. A pressure fitting torqued half a turn tighter. A coolant line rerouted 2 centimeters to clear a vibration node. One extra bracket on a decorative panel. The log catalogs 43 of these in a single quarter. None are urgent and most are not even visible. But all of them, the senior engineer notes in a margin comment, are the kind of thing that prevents the next breakage rather than fixing the current one. The log's cover page carries the senior engineer's signature and under it, a phrase they have been writing beside their entries for years. The small fixes that work. Unholy Patriarch is dead. Technician died of natural causes. That is the first named person. I don't think any of you have had kids. Thank goodness. Cove Lindqvist is a teacher. A teacher, a technician, a nurse, a teacher, technician, farmer, teacher. 3 of them have become teachers. And I think we need to expand our first names. Because we have multiple Coves, multiple Finns, multiple Junos. I think we need to borrow somebody else's names. Is there, I mean, I guess it shows this as their parents. So do you have brothers and sisters? Doesn't seem that way. I don't know. There's Caruso Cone, Caruso. Is that the same Caruso that's one of the parents? All right, I'm curious. Is somebody going around banging all the men or all the women? I don't know. Inquiring minds. There's a Lindqvist and a Lindqvist. Wait. What happens when they start having their own kids? Do we get 3 or 4 last names? Age, oh, they're asleep. They've been put to sleep. They're in cryo. Age is 16. So when they were 16, they put them in cryo. Because they're now 24. But yeah, they're still a teacher. Interesting. I mean, that's one way to get rid of the kids. You ain't having no rebellion, you little bastards. Yeah, you've been awake for 16 years. Time for you to take the long sleep. Role name status. Yeah, like more info would be like if family tree or something would be kind of cool. Do. Year 27. The first shipborne adults aboard the Dingus Space One have submitted a petition. It is 2 paragraphs long and ends. Now, here's my problem with this. None of the first shipborne are awake. They're all asleep, except for the students. But this says adults. So this is an issue right here. It is an early access game, so stuff like this can be worked out, but it is little things like this that bug me. No, none of the first shipborne adults on the ship did anything because they're all asleep. None of them are currently awake, so they all just slept. That's all they did. Just letting you know, game. Let's see. It is 2 paragraphs long and ends with 3 signatures. A hydroponics tech, an engineering apprentice, and a junior medical officer all walk into a bar. No, I'm just joking. And a junior, all born on the ship. The eldest is 23, mission year 27, crew complement 956. The petition asks for an advisory seat on the committee, stipulating that such a seat would not carry a vote. The text observes politely that every decision the committee has ever made will be lived in by people who were not in the room. The committee has held several sessions on the petition. A decision has not yet been reached. Grant a voting seat. They are us now. Grant advisory only. They are not yet ready. Defer the petition. The mission charter is sufficient. Grant advisor. Okay, so this is class. Interesting. Ideology -4, knowledge -5. Grant a voting seat. They can have an advisory role. Those little whippersnappers. Yeah, and by advisory role, it means I'm gonna advise them to sit in the corner and shut the hell up. Wait. Advisory seat granted. The signatories accept it without comment. The committee notes they did not say thank you. They didn't say thank you. That's rude. 9% drift. Genetic 14% drift. Oh, that's staying low though. We're getting there. Year 28. 12 crew members are growing flowers. The first non-food plant cultivation on the ship, on a manifest of 955 active souls. Dingus Space 1 year 28. Nobody signed off on it, and nothing was budgeted. A corner of a maintenance bay, a few watts of diverted light. The yield in anything the ship counts is 0. Permit it. The space is trivial. The effect is not. -8 class, -3 knowledge, +1 food, +1% food. Expand. Formalized as a wellness program. We have a lot of power. Expand it. Formalize as a wellness program. I like it. Grow the flowers, motherfraggers. Program formalized. 6 small gardens across the ship. Food slightly improved. Power slightly declined. Class slightly decreased. Ideology slightly decreased. That's what I'm saying. Year 29. Cargo manifest anomaly. Hold 7 classification. Hold 7. Section C. In the Dingus Space 1's year 29. Mission authority cargo. Classification level maximum. Access. Founder's authority only. The founder planned the mission from the ground and never boarded. No one aboard holds that authority. The hold has its own power supply. Atmosphere control, its own lock that does not respond to any crew credential. Life support readings active. The mission committee was not briefed on hold 7 before departure. Huh. It has its own power supply, atmosphere control, its own lock that does not respond to any crew credential. Interesting. Force entry. We have a right to know what is on this ship. Seal it. Some things should stay closed. Report to full crew. Transparency is a mission value. Yes, we'll just do that. Report it to the full crew. Let everybody know. Disclosed. The committee's authority to manage classified information is now formally contested. Food slightly declined. Ideology noticeably increased. Uh-oh. Oh, that had a different effect than I thought. Okay. I thought that might be a good thing. Okie dokie then. On to year 30. Wait, hang on. Nope, nobody else has bit the big one. The Adaptation Board requests a formal mission parameter review, year 30. The original parameters were written by people now dead, using probe data since updated, for a population that has changed in ways those people did not anticipate. Crew now 952. The founding manifest listed 1,000. The board is not proposing to abandon the mission. It wants the arithmetic checked. The Charter Committee describes this as a destabilizing exercise that will produce no actionable change and considerable anxiety. Full review, comprehensive reevaluation, all parameters subject to revision. Data review only. Update habitability models and stellar survey data, no mandate revision. Advisory review, historical context analysis only, no formal changes. Affirm original mandate. The founders' parameters stand. No review required. Boom, we're doing that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, youngins. Class noticeably increased. 5%. Ideology noticeably decreased. Really? Oh, it did. Wow. Wow, that really did noticeably decrease. Wasn't that up to 15% too? Hold 7 is the xenomorph, exactly. Year 31. Structural survey, section 14, micro cracking. Routine survey found early micro cracking in section 14, not structural, not urgent, but a pattern that will become structural if unmonitored. Nesta Khalil, 68 engineer, recommends a formal stress monitoring program. Sensor arrays, weekly reports. The proposal has a secondary implication. The team managing the monitoring system would, in practice, hold decision authority over hull maintenance priorities. The committee has not discussed this part out loud. Nesta Khalil, 68 engineer, included it in the appendix. Established monitoring program. Formal system, human managed. AI managed monitoring. Yeah, no, we're going class plus. Plus 5 in the classes. Yeah, established monitoring program. Power goes orange, baby. 58%. Program established. Section 14 active monitoring. The engineering team now has formal authority over hull maintenance scheduling. 3 other sections flagged in the first report. Noticeably declined power, slightly improved hull, noticeably increased class division. 10%. I see. We have 30 shipborne, so it's been steady at about 1 a year. Interesting. Year 32. The stress analysis grid has been running. This is the whole monitoring report. Been running since installation. Year 32 Dingus Space 1. It has logged 1,400 microfracture events. Engineering has reviewed 12 of them, the ones that crossed the alert threshold. The other 1388 were resolved by the system before any alert was generated. 3 engineers have now asked who decides what the threshold should be. The answer is, the threshold was set at installation. Nobody changes that, motherfracker. End of discussion. 82 people have died in 32 years of this journey. 31 born. We are down to 949 total crew. We have a capacity of 1,200. Interesting that we had room to grow. I guess if you go long enough, maybe you start getting lots of babies made or something. I don't know. Year 33, watch log relief. The relief went the way the planners drew it. Aiko DeMiro, 63 technician, stood the whole crew post for her tour, briefed the officer coming up. 40 minutes by the log against a required 15, and went back under with her hours entered, so the next wake resumes her seniority. The briefing notes are in the file. Aiko DeMiro flagged 3 things. The number 2 air handler runs hot in the back half of the year. The port gauge reads 2% low and always has, and the watch station coffee is rationed to 1 a shift, and everyone takes theirs at 0400. Because that is the hour the dark is worst. The first 2 are engineering. The third one is the incoming officer wrote down twice. Confirm mid-burn divert. New target, 36 OBOG spectra. Distance 19.5 light years. Wait, what? No, I didn't do nothing. I just clicked on this. It's still 19.5 light years away? Are you shitting me? I thought we were supposed to be there at like 36. Did we slow down? Am I supposed to send probes ahead at some point or what? What's going on there? I don't know. Estimated year 34. Oh, okay, I guess so. Oh, okay, we're here. Oh, okay. We entered. Alrighty then. That's cool. Long range survey. Yeah. We're here, chat. We arrived. There's rocky bodies and ice worlds and an arid world. I say we go to the gas giants. Long range survey complete. Select a world to investigate or reject all and continue search. Crew tired, holding. No one is pushing to land for the sake of landing. This world can be judged. Keep in mind, we still go on the planet. We got to try to survive on the planet too. No one is pushing to land for the sake of landing. This world can be judged on its own merits. Arid world. Mineral, let's see, habitability. What's that mean? What does that mean? 48%? Marginal? Ice world, 39%? Marginal? Ice world, 16. I guess we're going to the arid world. It's 48% chance of 48% habitability. Mineral rich dry world. Subsurface water detected. Survivable with infrastructure. Atmosphere water. Temperature is warm, 31 Celsius. Or we can go to the -3 Celsius. Possible subsurface liquid layer. Well, gee, possible sounds fun. Predictable day cycle. Stable light and temperature rhythms. Reliable growing and maintenance scheduling. Abrasive particle storms. Seasonal high velocity dust events cause significant equipment degradation. Yikes. Subsurface void network. Extensive underground cavities. Ground stability in settlement zones is uncertain. You ever seen the movie Tremors, kids? Did we bring that on the ship with us? Geothermal core access, subglacial thermal gradients accessible within practical drilling depths. Unstable ice shelf, surface ice dynamics are active, structural risk in coastal and mid-ice settlement zones. Yay! Let's investigate the arid world then, shall we? Mineral rich dry world, yeah. Orbital approach complete. Why'd they pick this dark gray blue text? Orbital approach complete. Surface conditions, biological hazards are uncharted. A service survey will confirm habitability and identify risks before commitment. Launch survey or proceed on estimates. Launch surface survey. Full analysis. Do it. Probe survey complete. Arid, marginal, 48%. Atmosphere, 65. Water, 15. It's red, so I'm guessing that ain't so great. Predictable day cycle. Yep. Abrasive particle storms. Yep. Subsurface void network. Yep. Ground stability, uncertain. Surface survey confirms severe hydrological deficit. Residual channel network suggests liquid water activity within geological memory. Subsurface aquifers detected at depth via ground penetrating scan. Extraction viable with mid-tier infrastructure. And how long would it take for us to get a mid-tier infrastructure in place? Atmosphere, thin but breathable with filtration. Oh, that's snazzy. Dust particulate load will require respiratory management. The terrain is navigable. Settlement will require resource engineering, but the raw materials are present. Sounds good to me. For time's sake, we're landing. I'm not saying it's mole people, but it's totally mole people. Landing protocol, surface analysis. The landers are ready. The descent sequence requires a directive. Each protocol carries different costs. To the manifest, to the crew, to what the colony becomes once it touches ground. Orderly descent, role-based manifest. Democratic lottery, all hands random selection. Aligned with crew expectations, class cohesion likely to hold. Wait, is this for 2 or for 3? AI managed sequence, navigation AI assigns order. Available, but AI integration is minimal. Crew may resist. Okay, so I'm guessing that's for that too. Family clusters, genetic family groups descend together. Shouldn't we want genetic family groups to be split up? Emergency all hands simultaneous evacuation. Wasteful. I guess we'll go with democratic lottery, all hands random selection. Arrival confirmed, chat. Surface water was not accessible. The aquifer drilling equipment has been designed for a different planet. Well, then why the hell did we come here? In the first week's surveys confirmed that what the approach data had suggested. Water on Arid would require infrastructure before it would flow. Rationing began immediately. The first tensions followed the first rationing schedule by 3 days. 47 colonists did not survive the first month. The weakest, the youngest, the ones who gave their rations to the others. The medical log entries are all variants on the same phrase. Oh, okay. Landing event. First night. The first thing on Arid was air. Was so dry it pulled the moisture from inside their mouths in the first hour. The colonists stood still and let it register. Hey, at least it ain't Florida, motherfraggers. They turned the lander floodlights off at 0200, the first darkness any of them had seen that was not corridor lighting at minimum. Under a sky so clear, the stars did not wait for the full dark to appear. In sand against the shelter walls, a sound like a slow radio static that never quite turned into a voice. The reaction ran past anything the briefings had predicted. Zosky Blank Technician 83. Oh, okay. That's right. It's just one of the awake. Well, shouldn't everybody be getting awoke? I guess if we're waking them up in slow chunks, huh? So Zosky's the only named person awake that I see. Dude, trajectory declining. 3 a year. In 25 years, 820. In 50 years, 748. Food sustainable, 60 years at current rate. Search status in transit. Well, we're not in transit anymore. Service directive required. Colony founding. The mission clock is paused. The year will not advance. An advance year stays locked until every directive is set. Service founding priority, year 34. The landers are down. The Dingus Space One holds orbit overhead, empty. A moving point of light you can find against an unfamiliar sky if you know the hour to look. The descent put down about 8 months of full support. After that, the settlement feeds and powers itself, or it stops. Space Alabama option. Everyone who walked off the landers is still adjusting to the gravity and the color of the light. The supplies are finite, and every order of operations is a bet against a world no one has lived a year on. Whatever is built first gets the labor, the power, and the best of the cleared ground. Whatever waits in the open. The founding council has the manifest in front of it. Amara Mwangi, 29 medic, 29. Oh, okay, yeah, people were frozen, sorry. Wants the first decision on record before the unloading crews stand down. What does the settlement build first? Shelter first, permanent habitation before all else. Closed loop systems, life support, food production as founding act. Knowledge archive, preserve ship data as constitutional priority. Survey and secure, map the world before committing to structures. I'm gonna say shelter first, permanent habitation before all else. 1 of 6 set. Okay, we have to do multiples of these. Walls went up before anything else. It was the order their hands already knew. And no one argued it down. The first year was warm and the granaries were thin, and the founders called that a fair trade and meant it. By the second generation, the habit had set. When in doubt, the colony built inward, roofed and sealed, and left the survey work for a season that kept not coming. Founding Directive 2 of 6, colony founding, the mission clock is paused. Year 34, the founding council is the same committee that ran the Dingus Space One. The same people, the same hierarchy, the same institutional memory carried down intact. Aboard, the structure was self-evident. Someone had to keep the systems alive, and the roster said who. On the ground, it is less clear what authority means when a colonist can pick up and walk past the edge of the cleared land and keep walking. A structure has to be set down. The 869 founders... Oh, it's my wife. The 869 founders standing on this ground will not govern forever, and no one has yet been born of this world. Whatever is decided this season is inherited by people who do not exist yet. The first generation that will know no other government and will assume it was always so. Amara Mwangi, 29 medic, has tabled 4 ways to organize authority in the founding generation. The council is aware that the one it chooses will harden faster than any of them intended. How is authority organized? Yellow alert, our one ad break for the hour is about to happen. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with the ads. Thanks for hanging out for different games. Elected council, representatives from founding groups. +5, class -8, regress. Mission command, the voyage hierarchy continues. Elected council, open assembly, all colonists have equal voice. AI -5, ideology +3, class -12, regression +8. Elected council, representatives from founding groups. Locked, no AI governance. Framework has developed. Yeah, we'll do that. Elected council representatives from founding groups. The first election ran 3 weeks and ended a friendship that had outlasted the whole crossing. The quarrel was never about policy. People found they had been Why is that flashing so much? That was weird. Has it been doing that, or that was the first time? This was all flashing. It's not the game. It wasn't OBS. It was Moonlight, because I could see the Moonlight capture doing it. How weird. Anyways, people found they had been keeping a tally for years of who had trusted whom and who had not, and the ballot made them read it back. The seats turned over on a fixed cycle after that, and the turning over became the thing the colony trusted instead of any one council. I like it. First time you noticed it? Gotcha. Founding Directive 3 of 6, Year 34, First Winter Protocols. The orbital surveys put the coming winter inside tolerance, an ordinary cold season for this world. No one has lived through one here to confirm the figure. The first cold season is still ahead of the colony, and the stores brought down in the descent are the whole margin until the first harvest comes in, if it comes in on the surveyed schedule. Freya Zanakis, 36 mechanic, has put 4 cold season protocols on the council's agenda. Each one sets a precedent the colony keeps, because the first winter's rules are the rules no one finds the time to rewrite. None of the 4 is comfortable to vote for. The assembly hall windows are still wrapped in insulating film. The vote is called before the temperature starts to fall. Strict rationing, allocate food by daily labor output. Ideology -3, class +8. Communal pooling, shared kitchens, equal rations, no exceptions. Class -10, ideology +6. Can't do the AI. Founder priority. No, we're going with communal pooling, I guess. A shared kitchen and a flat ration took 4 committee meetings to ratify. The lower deck founders, who had eaten at a common table their whole lives, could not see what the meetings were for. Some of the upper deck founders stood in the serving line that first month as though it cost them something. After that, it was only the line. The winter took weight off the colony, and it took it evenly. The engineers as hungry as the field hands. The kitchens never closed. The colony still keeps the noon sitting it adopted that season. Year 34. All right, next directive, surface directive, number 4 of 6 directives we got to do. Year 34, Dinga Space One holds parking orbit overhead, empty now. The navigation systems running each perigee burn on schedule, and the fuel reserves following along the curve it predicted. On the first nights, the founders and the 30 born in transit pick it out against an unfamiliar sky, a moving point of light, the last thing most of them ever lived inside. With no one aboard, the ship's life support has nothing left to keep alive, and the window in which it can be safely worked without a crew is finite. Sealed and cold, the reactor will hold another 50 years. The orbit will hold longer than that. George Rojas, 52 engineer, has filed 4 proposals. Let's see. Decommission to memorial. Leave the ship in orbit as a monument. Strip for parts. Surface salvage operation across 2 seasons. Maintain as orbital lifeboat. Keep the ship operational indefinitely. AI +5, class +3, regression -3. Yep, keep it alive. Lifeboat. If we gotta get the hell out of here, somebody's getting the hell out of here. A rotation crew was drawn from the founding generation engineers still qualified to fly it. 8 at a time up the gravity well and back. The upkeep claimed a steady share of the colony's power, sent into orbit and not spent on the ground, and within a decade, the lifeboat was the most argued line in every budget the colony drew. Generations on, the ship answered every hail, and the budget line never closed. And the colony went on arguing whether the lifeboat was hope or a refusal to admit they had landed. Oh, I wonder if this is, so is this the whole thing then? Oh, there's that flashing again. Huh. Year 34 of the 30 colonists born in the dark between stars and carried down from the Dinga Space One. The youngest have never been taught a thing a planet uses. No child has been born on this world yet, but they will be, and the colony has no curriculum ready for any of them. The founders assumed there would be more time to draft one. There was not. A classroom has to be designed and a founding text chosen. The decision outlasts the people making it. Every later generation inherits the choice at its starting point, and inside 2 generations, the starting point is just the curriculum taught as though it had no author. Niam Ibarra, 55, drafted the 4 options. What do the children learn? Full archive curriculum, Earth literature, ship history, broad canon. Mission essentials, engineering, agriculture, governance, physical science. Forward-looking new culture. Write the founding text here, now. Mission essentials. Engineering, agriculture, governance, and physical science. Yes, do that. The curriculum ran 400 pages and could be taught by anyone able to read it aloud. A child of 7 could service a hydroponics regulator. A child of 9 could draft a council resolution. The Earth literature came down to 1 optional class on mythology, on alternate days, lightly attended. A generation on, some of the planet-born called the schooling the best thing their parents gave them, and some called it a theft of everything else. And the surveys never resolved which. They yearned for the mines or engineering. Directive 6 of 6. Generational Succession Directive. Year 34, the founding council that ran the Dinga Space One now runs the surface. Well, no, we changed that already. No one has been born on this world yet. Every colonist who will one day inherit this place is either a founder who crossed the dark or one of the 30 born aboard the ship. And not one of them has yet had to run anything that did not already have a founder at the head of it. Celine Suzuki, 36 medic, has called a constitutional convention while the founders are still the ones in the chairs. The argument for doing it now is plain. Secession is easier to design before there is a successor to fight over. And harder every year after. The agenda has a single item. How does authority transfer when the people who built this place are no longer the people running it? Formal constitutional handover, written charter, fixed election cycles. Founding clan inheritance, council seats passed within founder families. Merit exams. Qualifying tests for every council role. Open to all. Merit exams. Founding clan inheritance or formal constitutional handover. Written charter. Fixed election cycles. Interesting choices. No AI one. I'm gonna go with merit exams. The first cycle drew 438 applicants for 11 seats. The exams were written by the founding generation, which meant they tested for what the founders valued, and the early councils came out resembling the best students of the founders' own school. By the third cycle, the planet-born were drafting their own questions, which the founders reviewed and, with visible effort, mostly let stand. It was meritocratic by every measure, and the colony had agreed to use, and debate over what those measures left out has not closed since. Finalized settlement. The first permanent structure on Arid was a sealed habitation block. The founding council had put shelter on record before the landers were unloaded, and the build order never moved off it. Walls and a roof before the granary, before the archive, before anything that did not keep a sleeping colonist out of the weather. They raised it from the lander hall plating and net whatever wind-cut sand over hardpan the drills had to hammer through would hold down. Working double shifts against the season, the air of Arid was theirs to breathe. Whatever else the service asked, the colony worked the build out under the open sky. It was the first wall they put up against dehydration, sunstrike, and the slow accumulation of a climate that tolerated no mistakes. And for the first winter, it was the only one. First harvest came in on schedule. The first harvest on Arid came out of the irrigated strip along the hardpan, fed by aquifer pumps that had started running on day 4. Short, tough grain bred in the last decades of transit for soil that gave nothing easily. The strain the bio team had spent the crossing adapting for this world in these conditions. The first colony meal of it was the 11th evening in the not yet finished gathering hall by a single emergency lamp because the generator lines had not reached the hall. What was served was a coarse loaf the bakers had to knead twice because the flour refused water the way the ground refused roots. Somebody at the long table said it tasted like it had taken longer to grow than it had. Beyond whatever walls stood between them and the rest of the planet, there was dehydration, sunstrike, and the slow accumulation of a climate that tolerated no mistakes. The colonists kept the meal short, went back to the shelters. First birth, early morning, 8th surface day. The medical team was ready, the mother was ready. As ready as anyone can be for something that was never happened to anyone in their line. Ivan Arnold, the medical officer, weighed her on the scale that weighed the descent supplies, the only scale on the surface accurate enough to trust, and wrote the weight on the wall in graphite. On the column where the descent crates had been logged, the first row of the column was supplies. The second, dated 8 days later, was a name and a number. After the weighing, the mother asked to be wheeled to the viewport. It was morning outside, burnt orange at the horizon, wider overhead, with shadows long enough to cross a whole camp. She held the child up so the light could reach her face. The medical officer filed both in one log entry. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, so we don't keep, okay, going through that, I was like, so is this the end then? But no, we do more. Now we go about the colony. We have a world map apparently. Mineral Salt Flat. Mirage Plain. Okay. Well, we'll send Mirage X to the Mirage Plain. Predictable day cycle. I don't know. Deep mineral vein. Abrasive particle star. Subsurface aquifer. Sinkhole field. Subsurface. Interesting. Year 34. This is a whole lot of stuff. This is what we already did, though. This is the log. Settlement work roster. I mean, shouldn't everybody be awake, though? Factions. Colony map. Home. Whoops. This is the home. Points of interest, dangers. Interesting. Colony status, food stores 49%. Power grid 45%, shelter 71%, health 67, population 867, generations 0, age mix C15, children 15, adult 757, elderly 95. Knowledge, god damn it, 82. Too long, 97. I don't know. I don't know what GD82 is and TL97 is. Genetic, genetic and technical. I see. It's that really. They got to change this super light color. Like I've been completely ignoring this. Why is this such a dark gray text? I wonder if it's Linux or something. Service agriculture is plus 0.4, no, minus 0.4 a year. So we need better food production. Generators minus 0.1 a year. So these are not good. They're still negative. Wind seismic load minus 1%, 0.1% a year. Health, HAB 48, biohazard 12. Population, founders alive 834. Generations, colony year 0, cycle 25 years. Okay. Knowledge loss 0, AI drift 13. Class 0, ideology 12. Genetic 17% drift. Founders pod first shelter. Huh. Roster. Fallen. All living and fallen. 166 have died. That was a rough first year, man. None of the named people, all those people, dehydration, surface rationing failed. Wow. Planetary descent casualties. Yikes. Wait, we're still in cryo? Why are we still in cryo? Oh, so we're still doing cryo to survive or what? That's interesting. I didn't realize we were still, maybe, I don't know. Let's see if that changes. That seems weird that we're still doing cryo. That seems weird. The first harvest on this world came in at 3/5 of projection in colony year 1. Enough to eat, not enough to store. The agronomists had said as much. The soil was young and would take a few seasons of turned undergrowth before it fed anyone. The report read soil yields by year 3 below that in pen or earlier. Expand the fields, formal rotation. More food, minus class. Storeroom first, secure what you have. Now, expand the fields. The charter was amended. Agronomists were not consulted. Noticeably improved food, class slightly decreased, ideology noticeably increased. Year 2. Colony hardship. So it still stays year 36. It doesn't say, because we went to colony year 2. But here it shows year 36 of the overall thing. Huh. Yeah, that flashing. What is up with that? This world, colony year 2, 6 of the descent pods still stood. They would not last another year of exposure without serious work, and the colony could not spare it. The engineers proposed cannibalizing 4 for hull plating, atmospheric seals, and the rare composites the local rock would never give. The older colonists still called the pods by their names they were given on the way down. Reclaim 4 pods. Do it. Do it. The pods came apart in order they were marked. Improved power, significantly improved hull, slightly decreased knowledge, noticeably decreased ideology. The hull thing is weird. Why would that be a... I don't know. Huh. The colony holds, shelter sealed, fields worked, the days count made, nothing to record. Population minus 33 though. Yikes. Food minus 3.6, power minus 1.7, hull minus 2.1. So you're saying we may not make it. Is this what you're suggesting? Population minus 40. Wow. We're losing people. We're down to 721. This world, colony year 4, 721, names on the manifest. The morning observances matched from one quarter of the settlement to the next. The same words at the same hour, out of the same hand-copied book. Doctrine compliance had become a question of who showed up rather than what anyone believed. The committee meant to govern the settlement was asked to ratify what the colonists had already organized. Ratify the doctrine. Resist, keep the charter secular. Yeah, do that. The charter was reaffirmed. The morning observances continue. The committee no longer attends them. Class notably increased. And where are we seeing that now on this changed thing? Okay, right down here. Drift monitor. 7%, 0. AI drift 13. AI drift is up to 13, really? Interesting. Genetic up to 20. Population projection. Trajectory. Critical decline minus 10 a year. Food crisis in 4 years at current rate. Yikes. I mean, there's nothing we can do, right? We just do this. What was that? Landfall. Settle on a planet. I did settle on a planet. Thank you. 100 years later. Oh, is that the end? The archive still can't. Wait, what? Year 34, they landed. The air was strange. The founding council took a vote in the second month, named the planet Dingus Space One Haven. The name recorded what the planet had given them, a foothold enough to plant a colony on and hold it there. The council picked a word that claimed that much and no more. They arrived from a voyage that had built habits, the civic patterns established in the early years. The colony inherited that disposition before it inherited the ground under its feet. 432 colonists arriving with what the voyage left them. 432, that doesn't seem right. Shouldn't it be 932? The friendships forged in maintenance bays and the grudges accumulated in mess hall queues came down the ramp with everyone else, and the planet would not undo any on its own. By the second week, the same 5 people who had been arguing on the ship were arguing on the surface about substantially the same things in front of a different backdrop. The new backdrop, it turned out, made a difference no one had expected. Some of the arguments lost their force in open air, others got worse. No fork was ever entered in the log. The drift that parts a crew from itself never rose far enough to force the question. So the colony that came down had never been asked to become anything else. By the founding year, in year 34, they arrived as a manifest that had left. A crew that had run a ship and would now run a colony out of habit more than doctrine. What they were on the ground was what they had been in the corridors, carried down without a name. 5 practices came down and were kept on the ground as they had been aboard. The coin left in the airlock, letting a debt die with its holder. The bread baked at the year count. The kettle at the watch change. The naming the newborn for the dead. The sky was the wrong color. Pale amber haze was from suspended mineral dust that never fully settled. The air was thin but breathable without suits. The ground crunched underfoot with a crystalline sound. The Earthborn crew recognized open space. They had lived under open sky before, but this was wrong in ways Earth had not prepared them for. The horizon was flat in every direction, except for those mountains. The light alien, the silence geological. 3 crew members had to be helped back inside. All 3 were Earthborn. The shipborn handled it better. They had no template to violate. The subsurface crew, this is weird. The subsurface reserves the surveys had flagged proved shallower than the models predicted. A 40% shortfall in the first year's assessment. The colony's engineers spent the founding season building reclamation systems that were supposed to be temporary infrastructure. I feel like we've already done this in a way. And it's freaking gigantic. The colony's drafters are voyage conservatives. 9 times during transit, they chose to preserve what existed over building new. On Dingus Space One Haven, the first surveys mapped the founding perimeter twice before extending it once. The first election in year 34 took 3 weeks and ended at least one friendship. Yeah, like we've been told this. The colony's political culture was loud, slow, and then it kind of... So it's like we were told little bits and then this gives us more depth, I guess. I don't know. Detail. The procedure became the colony's defining political institution. Every generation after it held its first vote in the same chamber, using the same paper ballots. The results read aloud by the eldest qualified counselor in attendance. The colony's political culture was loud, slow, and self-consciously deliberate, and people who had served on the founding council were still named 100 years later. Their disagreements were studied in the colony's civic curriculum the way other cultures studied scripture. The descent lottery in year 34 became the colony's foundational story. The food was thin for the first 30 years. The colony developed a culture of preservation, root cellars, smoking sheds, seasonal canning that outlasted the scarcity that had bred it by 2 generations. By year 60, the storerooms had 3 times what the population needed, and still nobody proposed cutting back. Putting food away for a winter that never came had become part of how the colony understood itself. The landing was not the landing the founders had pictured. Most of them had stopped picturing it years ago anyway. Okay. Okay, they arrived with enough people to build something real. Yeah. The colony took the losses and went on. It was large enough to take them. Okay. The colonists who landed remembered Earth, not all of them. The youngest had been in cryo. Yeah, it's kind of repetitive here in some of this. The founding generation's stubbornness about certain construction decisions, certain agricultural choices, certain governance structures came from a place the next generation could not access. They were building something, but they were also remembering something, and the 2 activities were not always compatible. After year 100, there were 900 people. Okay. That's surprising. The founding settlement is a city by the standards available. A grid of permanent structures, a hospital, 3 schools, a governing assembly with elected representation, and a disputed election a few decades in that people still argue about over dinner. The founding generation is called the Founders. By year 100, none of them are alive to be called anything else. 34 years after departure, the ship was finally at rest above somewhere. The settlement on Dinga Space 1 Haven and at Archive Close consisted of Founders Pod, First Shelter, Field Plot, and Salvage Yard. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. What are we talking about here? At Archive Close okay. The watch roster reads as the planner's druid, a rotation, relieved. Why are we still on a watch roster? Otto Lukic stood the hydroponics post for 11 years and was logged as a transit loss in the... Like, what is this? This is confusing. It's out of order. I don't know. It's a history of my run, but it's like kind of all over the place and repetitive in certain spots, and it's early access. This could use some work. I don't know. For as long as this is, it's, yeah, interesting. We did do the short, easy run, so there's that. Arrived 867. Colony year 5, 684. Shipborne 57. Lost 373. Crew who saw landfall. One crew member saw landfall? Like, this is weird right here. Key decisions. Founding assembly. Doctrine. Okay, yeah, got it. 0 planets surveyed. 8 research complete. Settled on arid. Skip text. Okay. Population 432. So at year 39, we were down to 432. But apparently the colony survived and started growing over to year 100. Cool. So it was a success. There we go. And that's good timing. That's a 7.5 hour stream. I think I'll let it spend some more time, and I like it. I like the game. I think it could use some smoothing out in some areas, and maybe, I don't know what's planned. What do we have here? The early access version has a complete simulation and a working event engine, but the content is thinner than we want it to be. We plan to expand the event pool substantially, add more chain events that build across decades, deepen the drift interaction system so combinations produce more surprising outcomes, and improve the ending epilogues to better reflect the specific shape of each run. We also plan to revisit the UI and audio as the game matters. That all sounds awesome. I look forward to checking it out when it's out of, done with early access or closer to it. Yeah. I might, probably not on stream, but yeah, I'll probably jump in and do a different run that's longer, and yeah. Having a ship that goes hundreds of years would be interesting. If you can make it hundreds of years before even landing anywhere, that would be cool. I really gotta pee, so I'm definitely going right now. Thank you to the tubers.